Hello, my fellow hoarders. Whether you like to craft because you want to get a particular weapon to use it, or maybe you just want to craft because you want to have every weapon in the game that is craftable, we all fall into one big problem in the long run. That problem is harmonic alloys. Now, for those that don't know, harmonic alloy is the currency used on raid weapons when you're crafting them. So, for example, if you want to use a commemoration from Deepstone Crypt when you're crafting it and you're trying to put enhanced perks on it, it'll require 5 harmonic alloy initially to get the weapon, and then 12 more to get your fancy masterwork upgrades and all of that. So 17 harmonic alloy per raid weapon. Now, the thing is, if you're trying to get every raid weapon, or most of them, or even some of them, there's 32 total raid weapons. You're looking at 8 from Last Wish, which was recently added, 6 from Root of Nightmares, 6 from Deepstone Crypt, 6 from King's Fall, and then 6 from Vow of the Disciple, with Vogue presumably being sometime soon in the future, as well as Garden, but on the Garden part. So, the thing is, 32 weapons, you're going to be looking at getting up to around 544 harmonic alloys. And that's, of course, if you're trying to craft every weapon in raids eventually. Even if you're not, let's say you're trying to go for half, that's still going to be a huge 272 harmonic alloys, and the only way to get these harmonic alloys normally is through raiding and getting weapons from raids, but not just any raids. It has to be specifically within raids that already have craftable weapons. So you'd have to go into either Last Wish, Root of Nightmares, Deepstone Crypt, King's Fall, or Vow, and then get weapons from there, and hope you don't get armor, because armor doesn't give you anything, and then you dismantle those weapons in order to get 1 harmonic alloy. In other words, you have to break down 17 raid weapons of one of those raids in order to just get enough material to make one enhanced version of a crafted weapon. Now, yes, you could technically use spoils to buy a bunch of weapons from a raid boss at the end of a raid like Nezarec. However, that'd be A, spending a bunch of time farming spoils, and then B, spending those spoils on dead weapons just to dismantle them to get 17 of a currency to then put into one weapon that you did want, which is quite a time investment overall. So now to the solution. You're going to need 2 things. One very, very easy thing to get, and one you might need to work a little bit for unless you already have it. The easy thing for this is going to be resonant alloys. This is the other crafting material that you use. This can be found by just dismantling any legendary weapon in the game from anywhere. Engrams, vendors, tower, blah blah blah. Anything. Just dismantle it, boom, you get a resonant alloy. Super easy, right? The other thing you need is to have the Tyranny of Heaven bow unlocked from Last Wish. This weapon specifically. Why this weapon? So once you have it unlocked in the crafting table, like you see here in the shaping version of the table, all you have to do is craft it, and it only requires resonant alloy. Why? Don't know why. Probably a bug, probably going to get fixed soon, who knows. But right now it's not fixed, so what you can do is you can use your resonant alloy. As you can see, I have 74. Craft it out, and it's only going to cost me resonant alloy and then glimmer and cores, but who cares about that? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to just dismantle it and get a harmonic alloy out of this. So let me just do it right here. And just to show, right here I have 45 and, well, now 69. Nice. Dismantle it. I'm going to get a harmonic alloy. Bam, there you go. Now I'm at 46. And then you can just go buy another one right here. And you can just keep repeating this over and over again for as long as you want. So if you have a bunch of hoarded, stashed up engrams somewhere, you can literally just use up all of your resonant alloys, come in here, bring Glimmer, unlike myself, being an idiot and being very poor on Glimmer, and then you can just craft out a bunch of Tyranny of Heaven bows and use them for harmonic alloys. Even if you currently don't need any harmonic alloy to craft a particular weapon because you don't have the pattern for it yet, you can literally just craft these and stuff them in your vault. And when you choose to dismantle them, you will get harmonic alloys out of it. So you can just hoard 100 of these in your vault and be good on harmonic alloys for, I don't know, the next 2 raids that Destiny 2 receives. Now, if you don't have the bow, don't panic. If you still want to try to do this in time before it eventually gets patched, most likely, make sure that you start doing your Last Wish stuff. What you can do is hit the Hawthorn right here, and then you can pick up this quest, complete a Last Wish, all the encounters, and what this will do is give you a red border from completing the raid, and also, and I believe this has not been patched yet, but it will be patched in the next update, whenever that is for Bungie. You can go to Hawthorn after completing the raid and buy one of these red borders. They're all blanked out because I have them all already. And then you would buy Tyranny of Heaven, and what will happen is it would give you a copy of Tyranny of Heaven and give you pattern progress, so you would get a 2-for-1 out the gate. Then if you get any other extra copies during the raid, boom, that's done, then you'd have 3. And then if you could do it next week, you'd be done with 5. Additionally, if you want to farm these out, this raid will be coming back as the weekly rotator raid, where you can farm forever, as long as you want, during week 7 of the season. So let me pull up the challenges real quick. Everyone's kind of screwing me over. So yeah, once you're up to week 7 in this chart, this is coming out in week 3, obviously, you will be able to farm Last Wish again for red borders. And Cali, by far, is the best farm in the game. It's like a 1-minute farm, or sub 1 minute, and you get 2 drops per run if you'd like to do the challenge as well. And I would say the drop rates for Last Wish are pretty reasonable, in my opinion. Also, on top of that, Apex Predator is one of the best weapons in the game now, so it'd be a good idea to craft that out. Also, Nation of Beasts is a great hand cannon, and Techian Force is now a very good fusion rifle with the new Controlled Burst perk. So if you knock those out while you're trying to get the bow or any other weapon, that's a solid plus as well. Now, as for Legendary Shards, and by Legendary Shards, I meant Resident Alloy, back to the video. If you don't want to spend your spoils, which I wouldn't recommend, honestly, unless it's a last-ditch effort that you really want the Harmonic Alloys, your best next thing would be look at your engrams, see your Sonar engrams, your War Table engrams from last season, any vendor engrams, especially for like a triple rep week where you just stacked a bunch of engrams together. You can focus all of these into specific weapons as well, then dismantle those weapons, get your Resonant Alloy, and then bam, you're good to go. Of course, you could also just play the game and get your prime engram drops, do, you know, random strikes, gambit, whatever, and then get legendary weapons to drop from there. Again, it could be literally any weapon, and it would get you a Resonant Alloy outside of a craftable weapon, which would, of course, give you harmonics already. That would defeat the purpose. One last thing, and this is specifically for someone that has people they play with or go on LMG frequently where you can get a full fire team. You could do whatever the weekly raid for that week is and be farming those encounters for weapons to then either get red borders for those weapons or, as a bonus, get the red borders and dismantle them for harmonic alloys. So, for example, right now, this week, it's Deepstone Crypt, and you can go farm out either Atrax or Tanix and hope you get the Shoddy Sniper or Machine Gun and the Sword Bequest. Or your Pinnacle Drop could also just be a weapon as well. One last little cheat code, there's also treasure keys from Xur. So any treasure keys you get from Dares of Eternity, you then go to Xur's Jabroni Island, and you open these up. This will guarantee you a weapon, which you can then turn into a Resonant Alloy, which 5 of those will turn into a Harmonic Alloy, again, if you need a bunch of legendary weapons. And that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It helps you with your hoarding and your crafting like myself. Let me know what you think. If you have any other better ideas for like legendary shards to help people, feel free to leave that in the comments as well. Other than that, like, share, subscribe. It does help the channel. Much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right? Goodbye.